Hey everybody, Mark over here at Twanger's Turntable. I hope you're all doing well. This finds you well. Just got back from our vacation with the grandkids. Excellent time. It went by way too quick. I got to see some family that always is always awesome, but the time just goes so quick. You know how it is. It's never enough time. I even got to spend an evening with some of my old buddies from the '80s, some old metalheads of mine, and that was incredible. That's never enough time for that either. So miss you guys already, if you happen to be watching. But if you're new to my channel, I hope you'll find something you'll dig. You'll stick around. And if you're returning, as always, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for returning and supporting my channel and what I enjoy to do, what we all enjoy to do here in the vinyl community, just share records. This happens to be on Tuesday, and I just finished watching a buddy of mine's video, Steve. I always manage to get some shout outs in here, but that's fine. It's my channel, my video. That's what I choose to do. And it happens to be another buddy of mine's birthday today, Gambler 812, Anthony. So happy birthday, Anthony. Here's to many more, buddy. I don't have a proper cheers, but this will do if you bear with me. Oh man, bad puns. Hey, what the hell? Life is too short to worry about that shit. But yeah, here's to many more spins around the sun there, Anthony. You're one of the great guys in the VC and have always been very supportive and haven't known each other. And hell, we haven't even met each other in person, but maybe one day. But you've always been very supportive, and I dig what you do. So let's get to it. So the reason I'm here today is I want to jump on this amazing thread that is totally in my wheelhouse, and it's 10 albums that scream metal. So yeah, that is definitely my wheelhouse, and it started by George over at George G, his Room of Rock. If you have not been over to his channel, I will leave a link to that. It's a great thread. So I have watched a few responses, and then I decided I better not watch anymore because it's going to be tough enough to pick some that others haven't picked already as it is, and I'm sure you will see some if you watch any of those thread responses that have already been shown, but it is what it is. I did watch Brett over at Headbanger's Closet, and I watched Ed. Damn, I can't remember Ed's channel's name, but I'll leave a link to those dudes. Good responses, good metal. And there was one more that maybe is escaping me right now. I don't remember the name of his channel, so I can't really give credit where credit is due because he showed some good stuff as well. But I think I only watched 3. So George, Brett, and Ed. No, there was one more. So I watched 4, and I decided after watching Ed's, I better stop. All great stuff. So I'm going to jump on this. My era, similar to those other guys, is 80s. That to me is the golden era of heavy metal. I mean, that's the era I grew up in, and my buddies and I were reminiscing about that when I saw them last Friday. All the stuff that we get into, our uniforms with the denim jackets and the patches and all our pins and stuff. It was just it was a real camaraderie, something we had in common that I guess it was our way to rebel back then. I don't know what it is now, but metal has taken on a whole new meaning from what it was. But anyway, I'm going on there. Let's get to the records. I haven't put them in any particular order, but as I'm going through my collection, there are just 10 that I grabbed and listened to a few of them again just for old time's sake. And that's a good thing about these threads, is it forces you to take out records that maybe you don't listen to as often. Some of those would be the case here, but most of them I do are on fairly regular rotation. Metal is my main genre, and especially that era. I was just listening to that Celtic Frost. Yes, I say Celtic Frost. I'm one of the few. I know everybody says Celtic Frost, but whatever. I was listening to that Celtic Frost. That's an honorable mention, I guess. Morbid Tales, if you know Hellhammer, and actually, I think he went on to another band after, but I can't remember the name of that band. It was more into the '90s or whatnot, but that doesn't matter. I'm going off on a tangent, like sometimes I do, talking about music. But that's a fantastic repackaging that I picked up, well, a while back now, but it's a 2017, I think, or 16 reissue, and they really package it nice. It's got a really nice booklet. I should show it sometimes. I know I did show it, it was one of my recent pickups in a video not that long ago, but I didn't I hadn't even opened it yet and broken the shrink on it. So, but it is packaged really good. It's got a couple of posters in there, a nice booklet. Very, very well done. I'll be definitely looking to grab more of those. So let's get to it. Yeah, I said that already, didn't I? I haven't taken these out of the outer sleeves, so it's probably going to be a bit glary. But where it all started for me, or pretty damn close, as with this band anyway, and it's an EP. Made in Japan. I mean, this Killers tour, the European leg of their tour that they recorded, you know. So this one consists of 5 songs. Most of you are familiar with that. 1981. I better not go into too much detail, or I'll be here all freaking day. But yeah, that when I saw that definitely, and of course it was a cassette that I saw at the time. That definitely screams metal. So they're not in any ranking or particular order. Like I say, they're just ones I grabbed. I remember this one quite well. Speaking about my buddies, this is one we were talking about on Friday. And yeah, come on. This is the reissue I just picked up not long ago. But I've always had it in some format. Overkill, that screams metal. Even though some would argue, and to be fair, I wouldn't necessarily consider Motorhead metal, but Lemmy and Filthy and Fast Eddie, I mean, they scream metal. I mean, come on. So, you know, it's the attitude, and but it's as Lemmy said, they're just rock and roll, but the speed and the don't care attitude they had, it was very metal. And so I would suggest there's probably not very many metalheads that don't consider Motorhead an essential part of their collection. I know there are some, because I know some, but yeah, it definitely screams metal to me. Next up, and I could have chosen a number of albums from these guys, and I didn't go with this generation of them for any particular reason other than I came across this one first as I was going through them, mostly because most of them are up here, my Ozzy and Sabbath. So yeah, I grabbed Mob Rules. This is my favorite with Dio. I love Heaven and Hell, but this was, I think, for the longest time, well, at least for the longest time, time is funny. It's not linear at all sometimes when it comes to music, right? But it seemed like a long time. This was my favorite Sabbath album, and it would still rank pretty high if I was to do a ranking, which I don't do. But yeah, Mob Rules. I mean, that definitely screams metal. Next up, Crocus Headhunter. I just remember my buddy Mike having this on cassette along with the Motorhead there, and several others, and yeah, I just dove into Crocus after that. Went and got their Metal Rendezvous and Hardware and all the older stuff. Just love this stuff, and that album cover to me always screamed metal. Next up, one with metal in its title, and certainly not one of their stronger metal albums, in my opinion. This is all subjective, of course, as we all know. We're all adults here, or at least I would, assume most of us are, and mature. But hey, whatever floats your boat. Metal Heart, except I do prefer the earlier stuff to this, even though in the scheme of things now, this is relatively early. But from where my friends and I jumped on, the earlier stuff was preferable, and still is to me. But I do like this album, Metal Heart. Yeah, love that. Another one with metal in the title. Yeah, Anvil. That definitely screams metal to me. Always did. Title track alone is worth the price of the record. Metal on Metal, great album. Next up, yeah, another classic, Angel Witch. This is a reissue I got a few years ago on that orange vinyl, but yeah, I mean, this is essential new album to me. A new wave of British heavy metal, 1980. This is when it was really happening. They were appearing on comps that were, like Metal from Mothers, stuff like that. Is probably where I first heard of them. But yeah, that's classic, and it's always screamed metal to me, that album cover. Could pick almost any album cover by these guys, but I chose this one because, yeah, why not? Yeah, Anthrax, Spreading the Disease. I mean, when I met my bestie, my wife now, one of the things that caught my attention to her was she was wearing an Anthrax shirt. I think it was before well, yeah, it was before State of Euphoria, so it had to be, I think it was I'm the Man she was wearing. But I just remember it being Anthrax, and that's like, yeah, cool. And then her family name was Crowley, so, Mr. Crowley, so yeah, I often joke that's why we're together today. But of course, there's much more to it than that. But yeah, that screams metal. Next up, going to, well, another one from the borders of Canada here. I just showed this one recently, but because it was fresh in my stuff that I had put away, that was right there. So yeah, Sword, metalized. I mean, this is definitely the album cover alone, I think, screams metal. And sorry, it doesn't show very well because it is like a very reflective, metallic almost cover. And speaking of metallic, I intentionally didn't show any Metallica, but my buddies and I were talking about how huge it was when Metallica came on the scene for us. There was really nothing like it at the time, not quite like that. Of course, there was, some early thrash and speed metal and whatnot, but nobody, in my opinion, did it as well or as tight as Metallica at that time, the way they did it. And it's funny how we have different memories. One of my buddies was sure as hell that it was Master of Puppets that we heard, and I know for a fact it was a buddy of mine. Well, really more of an acquaintance. He was a friend of a friend that used to come home in the summer from Toronto. I've told this before, but for those who are new, allow me to tell the story. This buddy of mine would come home from the Big Smoke, Toronto, in Canada here, the big city. Introduced me to all this new metal, including Celtic Frost and Hellhammer before that, Exciter, so much stuff. I mean, I think I was going to say Voivod, but that was later. It wasn't Voivod, but there was a few, and Metallica was one of those. And it was on I recorded it on a blank cassette, Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning on the same cassette. So I know that was my introduction. Master of Puppets, as we know, came much later than that. But yeah, I intentionally didn't pull any Metallica, just because I assume that's going to be shown to death already on this thread. And I'll close it out with this one, another maybe more obscure new wave of British heavy metal release, Hologround Warlord. This is a reissue from, I think, 2020. I got to put my cheaters on to verify that. Originally recorded in 1981. Let me see here. This one would be, well, it says 2005 Phoenix Records. I don't know if that's right because it's not that long ago that I got it. That's for damn sure. I think it was 2023, 2025. It says 2005, but maybe that's when it was first reissued or released by Phoenix Records. I can't say for sure. But another fantastic album to me when I saw that, and I first saw it in a book actually. I think it was, or maybe on the insert of another record or something. But as soon as I saw that it was something that I was definitely attracted to, as far as being a metalhead. That type of thing grabs you, right? So that's it. I'm trying to keep this as brief as possible. Sometimes I go off, and if that's not your bag, then I don't know what to say. It's what I do. So I'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about any of these selections. Of course, I didn't pick any Priest either. There's so many. I mean, that's classic metal. That screams metal right there. You can give me a break. So yeah, like I say, leave a comment if you have any comments about the selection I made, any memories associated with it. Let me hear your top 10, or not top 10. It's just 10 that scream metal. And thanks for putting this on, George. Great idea for a thread. As soon as I saw it, I thought, yeah, I definitely got to jump on this. This is in my wheelhouse. Now, there are a couple more I would like to do that I've seen out there as well, and I'll try to hop on those, and I will return to showing my show and tell of the recent pickups that I had been doing prior to my vacation. But that's it. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon here at Twanger's Turntable. Until then, take care. Cheers, everyone.